Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Jay from Keeping It Real, your arbiter of gaming news and commentary, hitting you off with a studio production video where you know this is your channel, where all gamers' voices are heard. With your boy Jay, always dropping the word. Keeping them other gaming YouTubers like, what you heard? And where you always know, we always keep it all the way real. So what's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. The places where your voices are heard, and your boy Jay is dropping that word. So yeah, what's going on, everybody? I just want to thank everybody for checking out my video today. Man, I think this is going to be a very important video, man. I wanted to kick out there to you guys, talk about something that is just not talked about you're not going to see this on anywhere else. But once I kick this down to you, man, it's going to make you start realizing how big of a deal Microsoft and what they're doing to the gaming industry really is, and how much our gaming world is going to really change for the better. And I'm talking about across the industry. So I wanted to really just dig right into this, man, and really start getting to the fundamentals of this. And starting out with the fact of this whole notion that this double standard, that when Sony does anything when it comes to acquisitions or exclusivity, it's always good. But when Microsoft does it, somehow it's the worst thing in the world, and they're a big bad company that's trying to monopolize everything. So I wanted to break this down and explain why not only that is not the truth, it ain't even close to the truth, but in fact, Microsoft is changing the whole gaming industry in the best way possible. And I'm gonna start breaking that down and why that is. So in something that is just I don't see being talked about by anybody. So let's just start with this. When you look at Sony, when it comes to Final Fantasy, I wanted to play the Final Fantasy remake. Still haven't played it because I'm still waiting for it to be on Xbox. Good luck with that. Right now, there's no word on when that's going to come out. Spider-Man, Final Fantasy 14, all these. I mean, I used to love Final Fantasy. I started out with Final Fantasy 7 as a kid, when it was on PlayStation with the multiple discs. Those of you in the old school, you know what I'm talking about. And right now, it's like, good luck. You know what I'm saying? On any of the new Final Fantasy games. I would hope the newest one is going to come to Xbox at some point. But when it comes to Sony, man, they was doing so many timed exclusive games, even two games that belongs to Microsoft Studios at this point, Ghost Tokyo and Deathloop. That shit is coming out on PlayStation first, and it has a year exclusivity. This is how they was even trying to lock up Starfield. Rumor be tell it that they was trying to get Starfield as an exclusive. So as you can see, they trying to lock up everything in this model. But I'm gonna break it down how when it comes to Microsoft and what they're doing, why that's an even better thing for the gaming industry as a whole. So think about this. When it comes to Sony, they are literally just profiting off of a studio that is already a great studio doing a great game. And that's okay for what it is, right? But you think about that. What growth is it going to really be to the studio other than, them just doing a deal with Sony of a game that they made? Sony's not helping that studio in any other way other than just profiting off that studio's game. Because those deals, it's just simply to keep it locked up on a Sony platform, right? Which is, keeping it real, just a Sony PlayStation. If you think about it, for that whole year, they're restricting that studio to just one single platform, which in turn could hurt their sales, not help their sales. Just for a upfront check that Sony is cutting them. Now you tell me, how does that grow that studio? I would want to know. Anybody can answer in the comments section. Do you think that's going to somehow grow that studio to be restricted to that one platform, especially with Sony, because all they have is just their PlayStation, right? Now, true it be known, if it's on a PlayStation 4, they have a good player base, on their platform. But however, how many of those people are really going to buy your game? That's what it comes down to. Because I don't know about you, but this supposed 100 or plus million consoles, how many of them brought God of War? God of War ain't 50 or 70 or 80 million games sold. So even a great game like God of War only sells a small percentage of what the player base is. So when any of these games are locked down to them, there's not any room for that studio to grow when they're just cut a check by Sony to have their game be exclusive for a whole year. Okay, so you see there's no room to grow in that scenario. And if you think there is, I would love to hear what you have to say in the comment box, because I don't see any way that there's room to grow for a studio like that. That's doing a contract with Sony to just have their games have a time exclusive. Now, flip this over to Microsoft and what they're doing. Okay, Microsoft is buying the whole studio. Now think about what comes along with that. It's not like they're buying the whole studio and saying, okay, yep, just make games for me and we're just gonna disappear. No, they're taking on all the associated costs with that studio. When it comes to every single thing that studio does, they're also setting and creating the budget for that studio, the timeline for that studio. So meaning that we know when it comes to what Microsoft is doing, what they've done with Bethesda and what they continue to do is they're supporting these studios when it comes to their development, when it comes to their growth, and when it comes to their budget, providing them with more time and a huger budget to create the best games that studio can possibly make. You're not going to see that with what Sony's doing. With what Microsoft is doing is not only just having these games just as what they are. No, they're growing the studio and they're creating a budget that's going to allow for a bigger, better game for all of us to be able to play. So any of these great games that are great at what they are, imagine how great those games are going to be with a huger, more profound budget and way more time for them to develop a great game. That is a win-win for all of us, if you really think about it, because Microsoft, unlike Sony, is growing the studios, okay, and having those studios be the best they could possibly be, which in turn is going to give us much bigger and a better game. And at the same time, since Microsoft has a more broader and more diverse platform where you can play games on PC, day and date, you can play it on your mobile devices. Shit, in a minute, you're going to be able to play it on your TV. It also offers such a bigger variety where those developers can then have their games be sold on many different places rather than just stuck on just one console of an Xbox. So there is this win-win all the way around when it comes to the Xbox platform and what Microsoft is doing, which is going to grow those studios, other than just have those studios tied down to one single console of PlayStation 5 and only just be on that platform. So I'm just telling you, if you really think about this and start comparing it, you'll realize what Microsoft is doing with all this negativity. They're trying to talk about how big and bad Microsoft is, actually is doing something to develop and grow the gaming industry. When it comes to these independent studios, when they're taking them on, they're making sure that these studios can provide the biggest and best games that we can possibly get. And overall, that's going to be a better thing for all of us as gamers at the end of the day, especially when they're providing that in a service that is a $10 to $15 service a month that is going to provide us with the value, the quality of everything that we can ask for, and then we're not paying $70 for each one game that's not even the next generation game, which kills me. With the PlayStation, you're literally for the whole year and maybe beyond that, you won't even be getting full-fledged next generation games that you can only play on the PS5. Instead, on the Xbox, you are getting that. That's exactly what you're getting. So you just think about the quality and the value you're getting for your money. It's not even close. So yeah, man, I just wanted to break that down, make this shortest video, short and sweet. When you hear these motherfuckers saying this bullshit, you know what time it is. You know what Microsoft is doing. All right, man, I'm out of here, man. I appreciate you guys. Hit me up in the comments box below. Tell me what you think. Until the next time, man, I'm gone.